What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Dazzle video. Today we're going to be doing a replay analysis of offlane Dazzle. The emphasis here is on how to get out of a 2v1 lane. Venomancer jungle is now a real thing. So what players will do is they'll pick support and then they'll go into the jungle. I had an inkling this was going to happen. He did not say anything about this during the game. He just straight up bought these items, didn't say anything, and didn't show up to lane. So the first thing you want to do is identify this might happen. And a big sign is if they take the Plague Wards level 1 and they have an Orb of Blight at their starting items. So I was like, uh-oh, this might be a solo lane. And I'm going to be laning against either a Gyro Tusk or a Gyro Pudge. I'm not sure which one yet. The first thing you'll notice is that I start right-clicking right away. And I'm going to be very aggressive with my Shadow Wave. Shadow Wave is a very good laning skill now because it's a 10-second cooldown at level 1. Which means you could theoretically spam it 3 times per wave. When you're 1v2, you want to have 2 things. A creep advantage and a level advantage. So I want to get my level 2 as fast as possible here. And then when I'm level 2, I'm going to get my level 3 as fast as possible and so on and so forth. And if they decide to just run straight at me, I want as many creeps around me as possible so I can either Shadow Wave them and kill them or at least take one of them down as I go down. So at that point, I run back because there's a Pudge who I thought would run straight at me. And there's me dodging a hook there. He was standing where I could see him, so I knew he was going to hook as soon as I walked up. And the one thing you want to do with Poison Touch as soon as you get it is you want to try and whittle them down before they go on you. So you want to be the aggressor when possible. Because if they decide to go all in on you, you're probably going to die. So you want at least one of them to be half health. Unfortunately, I get hooked here. Thank God Pudge did not buy boots or windlace. That was a little unfortunate. I don't think I had vision of him, so I couldn't dodge him in time. But I'm in a good spot because the lane is pushing into me. I bought a salve. And that's one thing I also did preemptively is I bought a salve. And then you'll see me pivot here. Instead of going for my wand, I pivot and I go for an early windlace. Another thing that's going to happen in this lane is Gyro is going to get homing missile. He's probably going to get it level 2 or level 3 at least. And what he's going to do is he's going to homing missile me. And then Pudge is going to look to hook me off the homing missile stun. So when Gyro homing missiles, I need to just run as far away as I can in the opposite direction. I'm not going to be able to kill the homing missile in time. I don't have enough attack speed. So that's also a reason why I buy a windlace. Alright, so right now I'm just being pretty cautious because I don't have vision of Pudge. So remember, I don't have a support, so I don't have any observer wards to play with. I just really have to guess where Pudge is based on where the creep wave is. Somebody pulled the small camp. So I'm guessing Pudge is over here pulling the creep camp. It's also very important to keep checking Pudge's items time to time, just to make sure when he has boots and when he has observers and sentries, just so you know, have a good idea of where they place vision. Okay, so I check this camp. I see that it's blocked. And so I buy a sentry, and then this is where I buy my windlace. And here's what we talked about before. The rocket is coming. So these guys are going to coordinate. They're going to try and land the homing missile. And then Pudge is going to hook off of the homing missile. So what I do is, I know Pudge is somewhere in this area. I run as far away as I can. I don't run backwards towards my tower because he could hook me there. I run this way because I know Pudge is somewhere in the jungle. Unfortunately, I cannot contest the Lotus Pool against a Gyro Pudge. But I'm just trying to get last hits with my Shadow Wave. I'll pull back when I can. Here comes another homing missile, so I just got to run back. And Pudge is a little bit off with that. But if I didn't buy this Windlace, I would have been dead maybe two times by now. So unblock the camp, and then because Pudge uses hook, I can unblock the camp safely. Otherwise, that's a perfect spot where Pudge can hook me, or Gyro can homing missile me, and then Pudge can hook me. And then my next priority here is boots. I need more movement speed because Pudge is going to get his boots pretty soon. They're probably being delivered right now. Yeah. So when that happens, they can just straight up run at me and decide to kill me when they want. So I need to get my boots as fast as possible. So that's the next item. So there we go. So I'm being the aggressor again. And what this does is, see, if I had just waited and just played passively around this creep wave, Gyro would be full health, and he would be running right on top of me with his rocket barrage, and I 100% would be dead right here at this moment. But because I was aggressive on him and he's a quarter health, he doesn't want to step up too far because he has a higher risk of dying, and he doesn't want to die. And there we go, get a kill. Unfortunately, I have to use my grave here, and then I do a little bit of a whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. This is pretty funny. I try to block him in with the little branch. Didn't work. I have no mana, unfortunately, so I do get a TP, but there's not much I can do here. Oh, and then I get hooked by Pudge. So, you know, that's the life. I did get a kill off Pudge, but I also died. So, the main takeaways of this 1v2 laning stage. The first one is prioritizing movement speed. So, buying an early Windlace when you can. Buying an early boots as fast as you can. The second thing is to be aggressive in the lane. So, right-clicking, shadow waving to secure right clicks, and then being the aggressor when you can as soon as a hero steps into range of a poison touch and a shadow wave. You want to keep at least one of their heroes low during the lane. And this is going to prevent them from just straight up running at you. And it's also going to give you a better chance to kill them once they do, because you have more creeps than them. You should have a level advantage, and then the extra creeps are going to create more damage from the shadow wave. And the third thing you want to pay attention to is knowing their kill combo. So in this case, they have a homing missile into a Pudge hook, which is going to be a kill every single time. Understanding where, generally speaking, where Pudge is, and then once the homing missile comes, you beeline it to the opposite direction so you're not in range of a Pudge hook. And the last thing, very important thing in a 1v2 lane, is to stay calm. Don't start flaming your Venomancer. No matter what you say to this guy, he is not coming back to your lane. He's already made the decision to jungle. And maybe you get lucky and he'll tell you he's going to jungle. Most Venos are not going to say they're going to jungle because they don't want to get flamed in the chat. And they're only going to play worse if you start blaming them for deaths and things like that. Just make the most of what you have every single game. Even though your lane suffered and could have been better, in the long run, you should be on top if mentally you are in a good spot.
Dazzle!